Hi everyone, I hope you're having a great week, and we're finally getting some blue skies, and I think there's meant to be like an Indian summer now that the kids are back to school, which is kind of typical, but we got a good day here and went to Rowellan, which is the National Trust property, and the girls were playing like tennis with each other, and they just had like set up different like summer games, and it was like an end of summer party day, so they had stalls and we got like ice creams and stuff, and just had a wander around, and yeah, it was just like a nice atmosphere, and we were lucky that the weather was good. And I need to like make more of an effort to go to the National Trust places more often, I think, because we have membership, but sometimes it feels like a bit of a trek. But whenever we do go, I always feel like really peaceful after it. And at the minute that viewpoint is open, but we haven't been to it yet. I was working on a painting. I've now finished it. It's called Happy Cat Finds Its Palace, and you can get it on my Etsy shop, which I'll link below. I've got prints of it, or I'm selling the original as well. It just felt like a fitting like painting to do, because I'd just moved house and I'm feeling really like lucky to have like a house that's filled with sunlight and like it has nice big gardens, and I just feel like we've got so much more space. And it was like I got this little cat ornament when we moved in, and it felt like that was something I'll now associate with moving here, and it's just like it found its palace, so it's happy. We went to the Mela, which is held in Botanic Gardens every summer. It's like a festival that celebrates like diversity, and it just has like loads of different kinds of food and cultural traditions, and yeah, we just wandered around the stalls and the girls looked for freebies. They had like live music and stuff. This was just a Ferris wheel it's there all summer. We didn't go on it this time, but we've been on it before, and yeah, we just like had a wander around to see what there was to do. And they had this like chili tent where they had made like these chili brownies that were so addictive. They were actually like healthy ingredients. They were really nice, and they had all the different chilies and showed on a scale like how hot they are. I didn't really know about that before. It's called the Scoville scale, I think. And they were having like a chili eating competition, which we watched later in the day, and we got to try some chili that the guy made at it as well. And we found the like this like Chinese and Japanese area, and the girls got to fish for like these little balloons, and my daughter tried on a kimono, and they took like a Polaroid picture and gave it to us. And they had like origami, so the girls made like some little bunnies at it. And yeah, I'm just trying to remember what else we did there. It's just interesting, just like walking around and absorbing the atmosphere as well. And then we went to the rose garden part. They were doing crafting under a tree. It was very wet, and it was like a paper craft, so it was kind of like very damp and difficult to do, but I think people made the best of the day because the weather was really difficult. And then this is like before the girls went back to school, we went to the north coast of Ballycastle to it's like the 𝐿𝐵𝐺𝐴 fair. I'd never been before, but it's like the whole town is kind of taken over with it, and they had like a pop-up farm, and they had these like kind of wild birds at it, and they had like loads of stalls everywhere. I got some gifts for people while we were there because there was like handmade stuff. We ran into the chili guy from the Mela again. The girls wanted to go on some of the wee like amusement ride things. They got some tokens. This makes me laugh because my daughter, like, she never wants to wait for anything, and she rushed ahead to go on the ladybird ride, and then she had used up her tokens. But later on, then when her sister went for her turn, she went and talked the guy who was like running it into letting her on for free with her sister. And it was just like, she's just so like brazen about stuff. It's just like the opposite to what I was like as a kid, but it's kind of funny to watch. And then yeah, we just like, they love this bungee jumping thing. They did that several times over the summer at different events we went to, And I think if we had these like in the living room hanging from the ceiling, it would make life a lot easier. And yeah, like I just love Ballycastle in general. And this is where my daughter got her free ride, and she was like very happy with herself. And her sister probably wasn't impressed that she got an extra one, but yeah, she just seems really good at talking people into things, and kind of like slightly worried about it sometimes, but maybe she'll make like a good salesperson when she grows up. And yeah, we just walked along the seafront. There was someone who was singing, and we sat and had a picnic that we brought with us on the grass there. I'd never been to this like little festival thing. It was on all of that weekend, and I think it's like an annual thing. We've been to Ballycastle before and stayed in an Airbnb nearby, and I just love the views and the seaside and everything. It's usually been quiet when we've been there. One time when we were there, we went for dinner, and when we were walking back to the car in the dark, my daughter like appeared like completely soaked, like her hair was soaking, and she had like stepped into one of the showers for people swimming in the sea and had turned it on like at night on herself, which is just like typical of her. These were the birds. They had like eagles and little owls and stuff like that. I can't remember what they're all called, but we'd seen them before at Antrim Castle at an event. They're so cute. I just hope that they're not like tied up like this all the time, because it just feels like it would be quite restrictive. But yeah, it's really cool getting to see them up close. And the girls got to do some crafts. They had like tiles for kids to draw on, and they really seemed to enjoy it. And then my daughter found like free face painting beside it. And I just find like days like this really kind of like, I don't know, they restore me and give me ideas of things to do once I'm doing like creative stuff again. I love the little tiles. I've displayed them in the kitchen on a shelf now. And my daughter's always happy to get her face painted as well. And then yeah, we just like continued wandering about, and then we went into like the town where there were like wee stalls, and the girls were looking at all of the toys and asking repeatedly for them, but they didn't get any that day. There was a guy who was playing harmonica with like a mini amp, which I thought was cute. And yeah, they got some balloon animals, which they were happy about. And we found like the little urban farm eventually. We'd been looking for it for a while. It was sort of in the town, but just like down this little hidden road where they were selling all of this like farm equipment. It was funny. And yeah, like there were different people performing on the streets, and we called into like a gift shop, and I found these really cute little presents for my mom's birthday, like a little wooden village type thing where it was like a little cherry tree and a house on a piece of wood. And then yeah, we just like looked around and tried to not get sucked into buying like toys that would break a day later, because we had that experience after the mellow. And the girls saw there were pony rides, but the queue for it was crazy, so we didn't end up doing that. Yeah, some of the stalls and things are just like just random stuff, like funny signs and things like that. And then there's other ones that were like, all the ones at the seafront seemed to be more like crafters that had like put a lot of work into their stuff. Around this area it was more like cheap toys and things, but the girls got a slushie each. They were happy with that. But they found these little wind-up dog things that bark, and they were obsessed with them and wouldn't stop talking about them. And this was just where the farm was. It was like an urban farm. We had seen it before in the Mac. They had alpacas, and they had like reptiles and stuff. They had like baby goats, and yeah, it was just funny getting to see all the animals. My daughter liked holding the snake, and there was like a bearded dragon that she got to hold as well. It was just a really nice day, and it felt like we'd been on holiday, because it takes like, I don't know, it must be about an hour and a quarter to get there from our house, so it feels like you've got kind of far away. And yeah, I just love like all the ideas that I get after going to things like this. It's just like feed your like creative spirit. Yeah, and thanks for watching, and I'll make another video soon. Bye.